Hello, in this video I will discuss different ways to take your oil filter off. Now this bad boy could be taken off many different ways. Let me show you which ways I used before and which ways I recommend I had better luck with. Well, the first thing is, if you go to your AutoZone or Pep Boys, Napa, wherever you go to the parts store, you get these oil filter caps. You put it underneath, it grabs a hold of the filter, and you put your 3/8 extension with your ratchet on here and you twist off. This I don't like for two reasons. If it's hard to get off the oil filter, this actually turns and pretty much scrunches it under here. Another thing this does is, if you do happen to take it off and it pretty much gets stuck on the oil filter itself, and good luck prying that off. It takes forever. It's a pain in the butt. So I don't recommend this one. Next, a lot of people use these. Basically, you just sorry about that. You just grab a hold of the filter and twist and turn it, and it comes off. This is okay, but if it's also, like I said, hard to get off, then you're gonna scrunch up the oil filter, or it get very messy if this doesn't work. Pretty much, I would say maybe 25% of the time this doesn't work too great. Next, what I have here is a strap wrench. Basically adjust the strap, you put on the oil filter, and you twist it off. This works okay, but sometimes you don't have enough space around the oil filter to actually use this. So this is not good in certain situations. Same thing goes also with a vice grip type of wrench, and you just hook it up to the size of your oil filter and you turn. You could use one of these too. My favorite, which I love to use a lot, is this vice grip wrench. Pretty much you adjust to the size and you clamp it down, and it gets a good firm grip on it. Get your mind out of the gutter. Then you actually turn it and it comes right off. I love this thing. If it's really hard to get off and you tried everything, you get yourself some nice long channel locks. This bad boy is called my negotiator. So you open it, you put it on the oil filter, and you pull off. Now if this doesn't work, you get a buddy, or you could do it yourself. You see that hole that occurs over here or over here, and if you have enough room, you put a pry bar in there while you're holding it and try to pry it off like that too at the same time. I've seen people do that with some success when it's stuck. Another thing to try, if it's really stuck, get yourself some lubricating fluid like WD-40 or this stuff, coil, and spray in between here where the oil filter meets the block. That little seal in there, try to spray it all in there. Tap this once you spray it, tap up here, and let it sit for about 5-10 minutes and come back. I've had success with that on marine motors. That worked great. Another thing now, what you could do is also, if you tried everything else, take a screwdriver, poke a hole right through it, and make sure you come out the other side. Once you do that, grab the handle and try to twist it off like that. That's another method of doing it. All else fails, you get yourself a air gun or a chisel and a hammer, and make a hole up here and try to hit it with the hammer or with the air hammer to try to take it off. That works great also. Now say you have everything off, and the only thing stuck on the block is this cap up here. Well, what you do is, I know Bogert makes something, Bogert, Aviation. They make something for oil. It's an oil filter tool that you could actually take it off. What you could do in this situation is, you could either make something like what you need is two bolts sticking off like a piece of metal or something, like a long piece of metal, and try to crack it off, try to fit them in here. Or what you can do is also, if you have one of these, make two holes in here the size of this, and put two bolts through it, and make sure you put nuts on them and tighten them down really hard on this thing. And then you put your ratchet in the middle here, and if the bolts, you can make them longer if you don't have enough clearance here, and just try to put the bolts through here and turn it. Another way you could do it is, once you have everything off and you're up to only this piece left, same thing with the air chisel or a chisel and a hammer. Start tapping it, hitting it, and it will become loose. Also spray WD-40 or lubricating fluid in here. And that's how to change an oil filter, Mr. Clown's method. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Take care.